Live from Studio 2A in PIX Plaza, this is the PIX11 Morning News with Sukanya Krishnan and Corey Chambers.
Yeah, it was heart-wrenching listening to that mother, and so many questions people have been asking about really how does someone who seems to have it all, $40 million contract, 25 years old, wind up in a situation like this?
Yeah, joining us this morning to talk more about this is sports psychologist Dr. Leah Lagos and criminal defense attorney Adam Thompson. Thank you so much for coming in. So I'm going to go right to you, doctor, because I look at this like a lot of people and just like, what was this? What's going on in your head? A rational human being with a $40 million contract who is that young and who has that much to look forward to. Why in the world do you commit a murder? Doesn't make sense to me. Can you explain that?
Sure. In my opinion, athletes who snack like this are often narcissists. They're full of themselves and they commit criminal acts out of rage. They don't have the emotional regulation skills to simply walk away.
And even the 2010 Combine, they knew that there were some sort of emotional issues that they were dealing with, but still they took a gamble on him.
And coaches and officials have to be very careful when they know when they have the red flags to provide extensive emotional support when they sign a player.
Well, yeah, he needs extensive emotional something. Let me tell you. Well, let's get up to speed regarding what's going on with the law. What do we need to know about this? Where are we at?
Well, right now he's convicted.
Yes.
They already had the wheels spinning for an appeal process right now. And there's a possibility of an appeal because you got to remember the case was circumstantial, okay? No eyewitnesses, no murder weapon recovered, okay? The video and the evidence linked together, but it isn't like there was an eyewitness pinning him there. So they're going to go after weaknesses in the evidence on appeal, and the big issue is going to be he was convicted of a specific section of murder 1, which was for extreme atrocity or cruelty. And did they make out the elements of that specific section of the crime? And they may say they didn't.
Let me ask you something, because we were just showing some pictures of some other famous athletes that have been in that same position accused of murder. I mean, there's a list of them, honestly. Does that play any role in, with a jury or with a trial, do you think, or no?
All the time. Celebrity always plays a big part. You know, if you follow sports or a celebrity in a movie and you see him in person, a lot of jurors get big-eyed and everything else.
Right there,
right, and they overlook the evidence, or they really lean to give the benefit of the doubt for that reasonable doubt concept. And that's why you rarely see the rich and the elite and celebrities get convicted. But this shows that it's not, a bubble that can't be burst.
All right, can I ask you a question about that mother who held that press conference? I mean, her pain, palatable, but she's in a very precarious situation that I don't think a lot of people are aware of. Can you explain that too?
This is a very unusual situation that the wife of Hernandez, who's the accused and now going to serve a life term, is sisters with the deceased victim. They were engaged. So now you have two daughters and a mother in the middle, one a victim and one going to jail for life.
Dr. Lagos, so is this a feeling of lack of remorse? I mean, how do you pick up the pieces in situations like that? And why do athletes always feel untouchable?
Well, the issue of invincibility really begins when these athletes are younger. If we're teaching athletes they can abide by a different set of rules when they're this big, why are we so surprised when they act out when they're this big? We really have to hold them accountable from the very beginning. And the other thing is for coaches and officials to really use extensive analysis about questionable characters, doing personality analysis in the beginning when they're drafting players so they can highlight these issues.
But tell me this, I mean, just based on what we know, this guy, he definitely killed one person. There are accusations he's killed others. I mean, if he wasn't a football player, say he worked in an office somewhere, isn't it very possible that just because of his makeup, because of his this guy's screwed up, clearly, that this guy could have killed anyway without the sports aspect of it?
Absolutely, and you bring up a great point in that there's a myth, the myth of the violent athlete, and research doesn't support this, actually. That FBI statistics rate arrest rates around 8 to 10% in the general population. With the NFL, it's 3%. So really, sports is a microcosm of society.
So he might appeal. He is going to appeal. Let's talk about the other drive-by shooting that he's possibly involved in as well. So there's something else that's sort of Aaron Hernandez is hooked into as well.
His trouble doesn't, even if he's successful with an appeal and this was going to be tossed, he has another pending double homicide right now. So he would still be held in on no bail with that. his problems aren't going away. He's going to be in jail a long,
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah, Dr. Lagos, I think you brought into light something very, very crucial for a lot of people to look at, coaches, parents, teachers. This behavior probably started very young. He's only 25 years old. So there had to be some indicators throughout high school, college, et cetera, et cetera. This guy just didn't snap just like that. Thank you so much. Dr. Lagos and Adam for your perspective. And of course, we'll have more on our website at PIX11.com. Anthony DiLorenzo, of course, filling in all the blanks in regards to what happened in the courtroom.